Hello everyone, welcome to Super Titans Tutoring. This is our lesson on English home language, and today we're going to be focusing specifically on paper 1. So paper 1, it comes out of 70 marks and you get 2 hours. And this question paper consists of 3 sections, which is section A, which is the comprehension for 30 marks, section B, which is a summary for 10 marks, and then section C, which is language structures and conventions. Okay, so section A is the comprehension section. This is where you're going to be reading for meaning and understanding. So they usually give you like an article or a story or something that you have to read, and then take note of important information, and then you're going to answer comprehension questions on that. Right? So now, how do you tackle the comprehension section of the paper? Firstly, you need to read the passage carefully. Skim the passage and then quickly read to get a general understanding and idea of what they are talking about, right? And then maybe you can read the questions and then you can go back and read the comprehension again, right? Noting the main ideas, the tone, and any unfamiliar words or phrases that are used, right? Secondly, you want to analyze the questions. You'll find different types of questions like literal questions, context questions, and evaluation questions. Literal questions is where you'll be answering questions that are based directly on the text, and then you'll have to find the specific parts in the text and reread them to find your answer. Then there are like context questions where you'll have to read between the lines, think about what is implied rather than what is directly stated. Sometimes with context questions, you need to think about the context of where the comprehension or the text, where it is coming from, or the person who wrote it, where they could be coming from, either from the country or the social context. And then evaluation questions, they usually ask for your judgment, your opinion, what you think on specific things that are based on the text, right? And then you'll usually have to provide well-supported arguments when you are answering. Okay, then when it comes to answering the questions, your answers need to be concise and clear. Use complete sentences. Make sure that your answers relate to the text. And then when you're writing longer responses, develop a clear argument or an interpretation that is supported by the evidence from the text. Okay, the next section is section B, which is summary writing. So with summary writing, you're usually given a text, like in the comprehension section, but it's probably going to be shorter. And then what you do is you have to read it and then source the main ideas or highlight the main ideas and write it in a summary. So step 1, understand the text. Identify the main ideas and key points and ignore minor details and examples that they give you in the main text. Okay, then plan your summary. Make a brief outline of the main points you want to take from the main text and you want to write in your summary. Okay, and then ensure that your summary is in your own words and do not quote from the text that you were given. Right? Then write your summary. Make sure your summary in your writing it's clear. And you write clearly, use clear sentences. Stick to the word limit, which is usually, I think, it's like 80 or 90 words. The next section of the paper is section C, which is your language structures and conventions. So how do you tackle section C of the paper? Okay, number 1, you have to review key concepts. So this would be your grammar, your punctuation, your vocabulary. You need to know, for example, grammar, you need to know your tenses, your parts of speech. It's your nouns, your pronouns, your verbs, adjectives, prepositions, conjunctions, interjections, adverbs. Those are your parts of speech. And then you also need to know your sentence structure, how to properly structure your sentence, your verb, your subject, the object, know how to structure your sentence correctly. And also know how to use your punctuation correctly. The correct use of commas, full stops, semicolons, parentheses, all of that. Okay, so let's look at this specific question paper. It's an English Home Language Paper 1 from November 2022. And yeah, these are the instructions and information. And then comprehension, section A. If you look at the question 1, right? It tells you that read text A and B below and answer the question sets. So there's text A, which is a long comprehension text, and then text B is more of a cartoon strip. So you read both and then you answer the questions for text A and text B. Okay, that is section A. And then section B is your summary. They give you the notes, like things that you have to take note of. And they give you the text that you have to read. And there you will summarize. Then you get section C, and which is the language structures and conventions. And the question is asking you to analyze advertising. So it says, study the advertisement, text B, below, and answer the set questions. So they give you an advert. Usually with adverts, you have to look at things like the color, the font that they use, what is written in a bigger font, what is written in a smaller font, what does that mean, what is the meaning of the advertisement, what message are they trying to give you, who is the person who created the advert, and what are they trying to tell you, what is it that they stand for, right? So like this one, it's a Greenpeace one. If you know anything about the Greenpeace movement, is that they are trying to fight pollution and plastics in the ocean, and they are trying to fight for a greener environment, right? So if you can see there, the advert speaks to that. It says, help us fight plastic waste at Greenpeace website link there. So you read it and then you answer the questions accordingly. And then it says text. Then the next section says, the text in small font reads as follows. So they're just showing you what is written there in case you cannot read it. Then the questions on text D, there's different questions. Usually they'll ask you things about like the appearance, who's the advertiser, who's the target market, the techniques, and what are the functions of specific things. Then the last part is question 4, understanding other aspects of the media. So you study the cartoon and answer the questions below. Okay, you have cartoon frames and things that they are saying there, and they give you a glossary and characters. And then you look at the cartoon, read what they're saying, look at the body language, look at facial expressions, things like that, and different drawings around them and stuff to kind of understand what message is being portrayed there. Because everything in a cartoon strip, everything speaks to what is happening or has a specific message that is trying to portray. Like, for example, if they ask you for body language, what does the body language tell you about how this person feels about a specific thing? So you need to look at things like that. Body language, facial expressions, all of that. Okay, guys, that is the overview of the question paper. We will be working through the rest of the paper section by section, from paper 1 up to paper 3. Please like and subscribe and share our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well as Facebook, and interact with the content that we share there. Thanks for watching. Bye.